All right, welcome everybody. This is the Weird Science Marvel Comics Solicit podcast for March 2019. Now, I don't usually read ahead and solicit, so we'll see if I enjoy doing this, if I enjoy knowing what's coming up here, and if I don't bore myself, I might do it again for April. But this is a test run, so we'll see. We'll see how this works out. If you hear any like background ads or anything popping up on me, it's because I'm on this trash site, Newsarama, and all that keeps happening is these videos keep throwing themselves in my way of reading these solicits. So again, you hear any strange pauses or things like that, it's probably because some videos come up. So just bear with me, and I'll keep it going. Yeah, but we're gonna get things started here. Now I'm pretty sure I'm reading the right solicits. I don't think April's is out. And as a matter of fact, I will kind of check that out while I'm talking here. April solicitations, let's see. And they do have April. So I'm going to cut here and I'm going to start with April. All right, welcome everybody. This is Brandon, and you are listening to the Weird Science Marvel Comics Solicits podcast for April 2019. Bear with me as I read these to you guys. I have this website that I'm reading them off of. I found it on Newsarama. They were the first in the search that popped up. And they keep having all these pop-ups and videos throw themselves in the way of these solicits I'm trying to read. So, yeah, we're going to get right into this because it's a War of the Realms heavy month, and I got a lot of War of the Realms stuff to get through here. And I don't know about you guys, but I'm not too excited about it. I'm going to read it, obviously, but I can't say I'm looking forward to doing so. But we're going to start things off here with War of the Realms #1 of 6. So it's going to be a mini-series. That's obviously written by Jason Aaron, art by Russell Dauterman, cover by Arthur Adams, and then we got a whole ton of variants. I'm not going to read all of those because there's literally probably about 20 of them here. But here's the solicit blurb. The world at war, Asgard, Elfenheim, Heaven, Jotunheim, Muspelheim, Niflheim, Nadelvar, Sabrodorfheim, Vanaheim. I don't know what that second last one was. Forgive me if you live there. I don't know what the hell I'm saying. All of the 10 realms have fallen to Mikaelith and his army except one, Midgard. Home to Thor's beloved humans. Home to the heroes and gods alike. Now at last it burns, and Thor won't even be there to see it. All hell breaks loose in New York City as Mikaelith and his allies begin their invasion, and the greatest heroes of the Marvel Universe watch as the earth falls. Again, the again part is not in the solicits. I've added that, but this is going to be $5.99, 48 pages for the first issue. And then we go on to issue 2 of War of the Realms, also written by Jason Aaron and art by Russell Dauterman, cover by Arthur Adams and Matthew Wilson. A few less variant covers, but probably about 6 or 7 here. So again, I'm not going to read all the variants. You can check that out in the solicits for yourself, but I'm going to get right to the blurb for this second issue of War of the Realms of 6. The world at war as the battle for New York City continues. A hero falls. All the heroes of the Marvel Universe have assembled, yet this still might not be enough to stop Mikaelith's endless war, and the one hero who could turn the tide is stranded where no one can reach him. With Thor trapped in the land of the Frost Giants and the forces of Earth overwhelmed, Black Panther, Jane Foster, and Doctor Strange make a desperate gamble. Valhalla waits. This is going to be a 40-pager, $4.99, so a little smaller than issue 1, but $1 less for 8 less pages. I will take that. As far as, pricing events go, that's usually pretty standard. $5.99 is about $1 more, but you get a little more material. I thought it was going to be more than 8 pages, though. If you're psyched for War of the Realms, those are the first 2 issue. Looks like it's going to be every other week type thing going there. And, you'll get your taste of it in April. Then we got Thor #12, written by Jason Aaron, art by Mike Del Mundo. Yuck. He's also doing colors. Variant, Asgardian variant, cover by To Be Announced. So there's only one for that one. War of the Realms tie-in. Fatherly love is not something with which Loki is terribly familiar. Still, you'd think that with the Frost Giants invading New York and Mikaelith's War of the Realms, he'd find some quality time to spend with dear old deadly dad. And he will, but not in the way you'd think. 32 pages, $3.99. So looks to be a Loki heavy Thor #12 issue there. And then we have another War of the Realms tie-in here. This is Journey into Mystery. It's going to be a 5-issue mini within the War of the Realms mini itself. This is written by Clint, Justin, Travis, and Griffin McElroy, a whole family there, I guess. Andre Lima Ariahu is doing the art, covered by Valerejo Shetty and David Curell. The creators of the blockbuster podcast, The Adventure Zone. Never heard of that before. Bring their talents to Marvel for a wild romp through the War of the Realms. Earth is at war, besieged by an army of frost giants, trolls, and fire goblins, and the mighty Thor is nowhere to be found. But it could be that the key to turning the tide is Thor's baby sister. Journey into the mystery with Spider-Man, Hawkeye, and Wonder Woman. Or, I'm sorry, Wonder Man. Excuse me. Wonder Woman doesn't have anything to do with War of the Realms. I might peek it if it did. And Baldur the Brave as they go on an epic quest to save Earth's only hope, and yes, deal with diaper duty. No idea what any of that is about. 32 pages, $3.99. That's going to be a mini series again within the War of the Realms event that's going to be occurring, and we're not quite done with War of the Realms yet. Avengers number 18 is going to also tie into War of the Realms. This is also written by Jason Aaron. Ed McGuinness is on art and colors. A couple variants to go along with that. War of the Realms tie-in. See the greatest heroes of Washington, D.C. in action as the War of the Realms comes to the nation's capital. Who needs the Avengers when you've got all the new Squadron Supreme of America? But who are these mysterious new heroes and where did they come from? Only Agent Coulson knows. 32 pages, $3.99. So at least for, regular price of a comic, maybe they give you a little extra, 32 pages, because they're making you suffer through this War of the Realms tie-in stuff. We will see. Another War of the Realms tie-in. War of the Realms Uncanny X-Men number 1. Matthew Rosenberg, Pepe. It says Perez. I don't think Pere is correct. That's possibly a typo. Cover by David Yardine. War of the Realms tie-in. War of the Realms has come to Midgard, the Westchester. Michaelis forces are invading Earth, and the heroes of Earth are joining with the heroes of Asgard to fight them back. Who better to lead the X-Men into that war than their very own Valkyrie, Danny Moonstar? Legacy issue number 635, 32 pages, $3.99. So I see a theme going here with these War of the Realms tie-ins all being 32 pages. So at least you get a little bonus material for going through tie-in stuff if you're reading the main series and you pick these up. And we get to Asgardians of the Galaxy number 8, written by Cullen Bunn, art by Matteo Lawley, covered by Gerardo Sandoval. War of the Realms tie-in. Bit by bit, the Dark Elf King Michaelith has been taking over the 10 realms. Now that every last realm has fallen, save one Midgard, the invasion has begun, and Earth's mightiest heroes will need all the help they can get. The Asgardians of the Galaxy join the battle for the 10th realm. So here's one thing I'm noticing about all these War of the Realms tie-ins. They are high in volume, yes, but they also all kind of just sound the same. So all these heroes are getting together to save Earth and fight off Michaelis' army. So, pick and choose which ones you want. I don't think there's going to be much variety as far as story being told goes, because it sounds like it's going to be a whole lot of fighting to keep Michaelis away. War of the Realms, War of the Scrolls, number 1 of 3. Jason Aaron, Chip Zdarsky, and Josh Trujillo on writing duties. Andrea Sorrentino, Joe Quinones, and more on art. The must-read companion to War of the Realms. Gifted the sight of the Bifrost, Daredevil watches all Midgard burn under Michaelis' invasion. How will the Guardians of Hell's Kitchen guard an entire Earth turned to hell? Find out in a story by Jason Aaron and Andrea Sorrentino. All this and more, including a new Howard the Duck story by Chip Zdarsky and Joe Quinones, straight from the battlefield of the War of the Realms. So this sounds like one of those tie-ins that's going to have a bunch of different stories kind of in it, and not be like an Uncanny X-Men thing where there's different writers jumping in and out of the series telling one story. So we'll see, but that's my suspicion there. That's going to be 40 pages and $4.99. So tread lightly on that one. Venom number 13, also written by Cullen Bunn. Ivan Coelho on art, covered by Ryan Stegman. War of the Realms tie-in. The Marvel Comics event of the year makes landfall in the world of the Wicked Web Slinger as Venom gets swept up in Michaelis' campaign to take over the 10 realms. but Michaela has designs for the sinister symbiote that may prove fatal. 32 pages, $3.99. Everybody wants to kill that poor symbiote. Just leave him alone. Let him and Eddie be, please. War of the Realms, Punisher, number 1 of 3. Punisher, Avenger of Midgard. The War of the Realms has brought monsters to the streets of New York, but New York has a monster all its own, Frank Castle, a.k.a. the Punisher. And he'll be damned to hell if he's going to let a bunch of 10 realms, tin pot tyrants terrorize his town. But given one man against an army of monsters, hell might soon have him. The War of the Realms is about to meet Marvel's one-man army. Expect punishment. That's 32 pages, $3.99. Let me pause here real quick and take a drink. There we go. Dry mouth. The Unbeatable Squirrel Girl, number 43. War of the Realms tie-in, surprisingly. I'm very interested in what this is going to do for sales for Unbeatable Squirrel Girl, which is around like 8,000, I think. So Ryan North, Derek Charm, covered by Erica Henderson, War of the Realms tie-in. You know how Squirrel Girl has stayed out of most Marvel events. Turns out that was only because those events didn't involve her good pal Loki. When Earth is attacked as part of the War of the Realms, Squirrel Girl is called back from her negative zone vacation, and Loki recruits her as part of a secret mission. Is Loki running a scheme? Probably. Is he playing a trick? Almost certainly, but he never lies about the safety of his good friends. And Cat Thor creator Nancy Whitehead, and that puts him and Doreen on the same side. I have no idea what any of that means. It's Squirrel Girl's first big event crossover, but it's still the start of a standalone epic that you can enjoy even if you only read Squirrel Girl. Also, if you're reading this because you're thinking, I'm big into the War of the Realms, but do I really need to see what happens in Squirrel Girl? Then let me say, wow, do you ever? There's a reveal on this last page that's been in the works 4 years, 32 pages, $3.99. That was all in the solicit, longest solicit I've ever read. Might have been written by Brian Michael Bendis. Next book, Mighty Thor 3D. So this looks like a reprint that they, added some, sort of 3D tech to. So you can now read it in 3D. Written by Jason Aaron and Russell Dodderman. Jane Foster brings the thunder like you've never seen it before in the eye-popping 3D. When Jane lifts the mystic hammer, Mjolnir, she is transformed into the goddess of thunder, the mighty Thor. Her enemies are many as Asgard descends further into chaos and a looming war threatens to spread throughout the 10 realms. Yep, that's exactly what this is. Yet this new Thor's greatest battle will be against a far more personal foe, the cancer that is killing her mortal form. It's a legend in the making as the multi-layered writing of Jason Aaron and the larger-than-life artwork of Russell Dodderman leap off the page in 3 dimensions, polybagged with a pair of 3D glasses. Reprinting Mighty Thor number 1. 40 pages, $7.99 for the 3D book. If you're interested in a reprint for $7.99 because it's 3D, go ahead. Avengers No Road Home. I guess this is a mini event within Avengers. Al Ewing, Mark Waid, Jim Zub. I like one of those writers. You choose which one. Paco Medina on art, covered by Yasmin Putri. Connecting variant covers by Matteo Scarlaria. The all-new weekly Avengers event continues. Team Hulk and Nyx, Queen of the Night, Team Herc vs. Ozzy's, Creature of Mystery, and one Avenger faces the Supreme Test, and one Avenger falls. This looks to be a weekly series if it's already on 8 in April. Yikes, I didn't know about this. Avengers No Road Home number 9 of 10. Al Ewing, Jim Zub, Mark Waid. Sean Izaki on art, covered by Yasmin Putri. The all-new Avengers event continues. On Euphoria, the wishing world, the Avengers come face-to-face with their own desires as Nyx finds the path to the ultimate power. Whoever Nyx is. I don't know. I've read Marvel not all my life, like maybe Eric Shea, but I don't know who Nyx is. Somebody fill me in. Avengers No Road Home number 10 of 10. Al Ewing, Jim Zub, and Mark Waid. Sean Izaki on art. All new weekly Avengers finale. The extra-sized finale Can anything stop Nyx from remaking the cosmos in her image? And will an Avenger die in the attempt? $4.99, 40 pages, Legacy 718. Wow, we're already on 718 in April. Holy cow. We just had 700. It felt like a month ago. Avengers True Believers issues, whole bunch of those. No solicits really, so I'm going to skip all those. We get to Avengers Edge of Affinity #1, Ralph Macchio as writer, Andrea DeVito as art, and cover by Todd Nuck. From the MODOK scheme reaches its endgame. This must be just one of those side books out of continuity, I guess. I don't know. From the wreckage of their moon base, the villainous Lunar rises again with a deadly plan for the shards of the cosmic cube. Join Captain America, Black Widow, Iron Man, and Captain Marvel in a race against time that will define the fate of the solar system. But what is MODOK's plan, and how does he figure into Lunar's ambitions? And will he be revealed as the Avengers fight to save the Earth from the edge of infinity? 32 pages, $3.99. No idea what that is. And we have I think this is a reprint, Marvel Tales of Thanos, written by Jim Starlin. Jim Starlin, Ron Lim, and Tom Rainey on art. Yeah, that's exactly what this looks like. So yeah, but there is a new Thanos book out this month. That's what I was looking for. It is titled Thanos. It is going to be a miniseries, 1 of 6, written by Teenie Howard, Ariel Olivetti on art, and covered by Jeff Deckel. Let's see, Hidden Gen wraparound variant covers available, blah, blah, blah. We don't need to know any of that. Thanos is dead, executed by the deadliest assassin in the galaxy, his daughter Gamora. But before the relationship came to a bloody end, how did it begin? Find out in this all-new miniseries by Teenie Howard and Ariel Olivetti. So that's about all we get there. It's going to be 40 pages, $4.99 for the first issue. I'm interested in that, so I'm going to check that out. And then we get to the big secret Rob Liefeld project, Major X, #1 and #2 of 6. Rob Liefeld on art. Brent Pebbles is on art for issue 2, though, with Rob Liefeld only doing the cover. So interesting. But Rob Liefeld does look to be writing both issues. Who is Major X? A mysterious new player enters the Marvel Universe, and the X-Men are in his crosshairs. What is his mission, and how can the man known as Cable hope to stop him? I think this is old Cable and not young Cable, so this must be a story in the past. Writer Rob Liefeld introduces a wrinkle in the saga of Marvel's Mightiest Mutants. Yep, looks to be that way, and the mystery of Major X continues in issue 2 as he forges a union with Cable and races against time to save mutant kind from certain diversion. So if you're interested in a Rob Liefeld book, that's for you. And we got another new Spider-Man book, if anyone's interested in this, telling stories of Spider-Man and the Symbiote. It's going to be called, ironically, Symbiote Spider-Man. It's going to be a 5-issue mini. It's written by Peter David, art and cover art by Greg Land. Everyone knows that Spider-Man's infamous black suit would someday become the wicked web slinger called Venom. But what happened before Peter Parker discovered the black suit's sinister secret? Find out in his dynamic tale from the comic legends Peter David and Greg Land. Set during the original Black Suit saga, this is an all-new tale that pits the wall-crawling wonder against the most mystifying of menaces, Mysterio. So going heavy on the Mysterio stuff here, it's probably, timed for build a little anticipation for the movie. Spider-Man will have kind of like a version of a noir black suit in there. We got some Spider-Man Far From Home prelude action if you're interested in the Marvel movie comics. I don't know anybody who is. And then some facsimile edition of Spider-Man in the black suit, Amazing Spider-Man 252, so not a True Believers. It's not going to be $1, but that's going to be $3.99, kind of like, doesn't have all the True Believer dress all over it, and just a facsimile of the original Spider-Man 252 cover. Amazing Spider-Man #18.HU, whatever the heck that means. Nick Spencer, Chris Bachalo, cover by Greg Land, Hunted tie-in. Spider-Man's most dangerous villain, the Gibbon. Spider-Man's most dangerous villain. Let me read this again. The Gibbon is back. He's not Spidey's most feared foe. Then why are we? What is this saying? I did not write this, people. Believe me. He's not Spidey's most feared foe. Then why are we? You want me to read the script? Oh, man, that's insane. That is literally the worst solicit I've ever read, and I am not buying this out of principle. These HU, whatever this means, hunted. So that's part of the numbering. And we're going to have Spider-Man 19.HU, Nick Spencer, Chris Bocciolo, covered by Greg Land, hunted tie-in. With Craven gathering up the animal-themed villains for the grandest hunt of all, Lizard has a target on his back. But the Lizard has a plan of his own, and it involves something truly terrifying. Spider-Man number 19. Now it's making sense, people. We got a Spider-Man event going on in the series. Looks like with featuring Craven, because number 19 is called The Hunted, titled storyline written by Nick Spencer, art by Humberto Ramos. Hunted Part 3. Something horrible happened last issue that galvanized all the villains. Spidey desperately needs to get out of this horrible situation, but there are lives and innocent and otherwise at stake, and well, he's Spider-Man. Amazing Spider-Man number 20, The Hunted Part 4, Nick Spencer, Humberto Ramos. The big showdown begins, Spider-Man vs. Craven. Place your bets, ladies and gentlemen. If this is like past Craven stories, you know it's not going to go how you think it's going to go. 32 pages, $3.99. A new book by Eve Ewing, Marvel Team Up, art by Joey Vasquez. Classic Marvel team-up returns. After a science demonstration at Empire State University goes awry, Miss Marvel and Spider-Man find themselves tangled up in the same chaotic adventure. Is it destiny or disaster? Eve Ewing, Ironheart, and Joey Vasquez Spider-Geddon team up for the first thrilling arc of a mind-bending and magnificent new series. Captain America, number 10. Ta-Nehisi Coates still on this book, unfortunately. Art by Adam Kubert. Covered by Alex Ross. Captain of Nothing continues. A prison riot is the best possible cover to break Captain America out of the confinement. But what if the Star-Spangled Avenger doesn't want to go? He'd rather stay in jail, Captain America. He's a man of principle. He will do his time for the crime, as they say. Avengers number 4, Chip Zdarsky, art by Carlos Mango and Butch Gucci. Unfortunate last name there. I bet you he got a little slack in high school. Everything you know about the King of Atlantis is wrong. This issue, The Secret History of Namor. And he, if you look at the cover, is walking with Charles Xavier. So, you know, that's probably has something to do with these memories blocked from his mind. Maybe he's getting back. That's Invaders number 4. It doesn't say it's of 5, which they've kind of put up there with other minis. So maybe this is an ongoing now. Interesting. But, you know, Invaders number 1 was really good. So I'm interested in that. I'm glad it's only a monthly. They're not rushing it out. So it can, you know, stay good, have the same look. West Coast Avengers number 10. Written by Kelly Thompson. Art by Gang Wok Lim. The Good, the Bad, and the Beautiful concludes. Hawkeye and Hawkeye lead the fight to save America Chavez from a cult that believes she's their prophesized chosen one who will lead them into the light and also into victory as they attempt to take over Los Angeles. But just as things look darkest, the team is joined by a mysterious and powerful new ally. Amid flying arrows and punching fists, relationships are both blossoming and torn apart. What does it all mean for the future of the West Coast Avengers? 32 pages, $3.99. Champions, number 4, Jim Zub, Steve Cummings, art by Kim Jacinto. Miles Morales, what have you done? The champions reach a crossroads as dark forces lay their claim. So that's 32 pages, $3.99, and it, you know, looks like everyone's starting to find out about possibly Miles making some deal with Mephisto. We'll find out. Immortal Hulk number 16, written by Al Ewing, art by Joe Bennett, cover by Alex Ross. Once upon a time, Rick Jones was the Hulk's best friend. Now Rick Jones is dead and gone. To learn why, Bruce Banner will have to face roaming gamma experiments, an assassin out for his blood, and the one thing that can cage the immortal Hulk. 32 pages, $3.99. So it looks like he's out of hell by that point. I got to read this week's issue still, so me and Jim can talk about it. But yeah, that'll be later. Tony Stark, Iron Man number 11, written by Dan Slott, art by Valero Sheedy, covered by Alexander Lozano. Stark Realities concludes, finally, in number 11. Now that the secret of the escape has been revealed, its effects on the real world will be devastating. Who's your favorite cast member? Tony Jocasta, Andy, Rhodey, Bethany, Amanda, Machine Man, or the Wasp? Maybe you shouldn't get too attached. Not everyone making it out of this story is making it out of this story. No, not everyone's making it out of this story in one piece. So let's see. We got we got Tony Jocasta, Andy, Rhodey, Bethany, Amanda, and Machine Man and Wasp. I bet you Tony, Wasp, Rhodey, I bet you those are the guaranteed fine people. Everybody else is up in the air. And then we got some trades here. We get to Marvel's Spider-Man City at War. This is the video game Spider-Man book. This is going to be issue 2 of number 6. So a mini series written by Dennis Hopeless. Halloum, art by Michelle Bandini, cover by Clayton Crane. Continuing the saga of Spider-Man from the brand new universe, so the video game universe, the world of Peter Parker and Spider-Man continue to collide with his beloved Aunt May and the current crusading Daily Bugle reporter and former girlfriend Mary Jane caught in the middle. So this looks to be taking place during the video game, which kind of makes me not interested. Teenage Miles Morales has 2 heroes, Spider-Man and the police officer father, Jefferson Davis, but how will their chance meeting lead to both triumph and tragedy? Plus, who are the inner demons, and how is their crime spree connected to the fall of the Kingpin and the rise of an even darker foe? Perhaps Mr. Negative. So yeah, if you've played this video game, this looks to be kind of telling a story that took place before Spider-Man even knew everything that was going on in the video game. So I don't think I'm going to be reading that. Web of Venom, Cult of Carnage, number 1, Frank Thierry and Danilo S. Beyruth on art, covered by Josh Cassara. I'm sorry. A new terror has risen on the fringes of the Marvel Universe, stirring in the depths of space. But evil is also rising on Earth, claiming one victim at a time in the name of a killer called Carnage. So that's going to be 40 pages and $4.99. Again, another Web of Venom book. And then we got Spider-Man Life Story. This is the Chip Zdarsky miniseries. Again, so written by Chip Zdarsky. Mark Bagley's on art. Loves some Mark Bagley Spider-Man art. Can Peter and Gwen find happiness in the 70s? The Green Goblin is out of their lives, but Norman Osborn isn't. Can Peter and Gwen find happiness as the world of the 1970s dances around them? 32 pages, $4.99. Yeah, I don't know if I'm going to read that. I didn't like Chip Zdarsky's last Spider-Man, so I'm probably not going to read this one unless I hear it's really good. Spider-Gwen, Ghost Spider 7, Shannon McGuire, Takeshi Mizawa, covered by Bengal. Struggling to find her place as Spider-Woman in a city that seems to revive and hate her in equal measure, Gwen Stacy has taken matters into her own hands by becoming a hero for hire. That should make her first date with Harry Osborn a breeze, right? After all, how many people could really need Spider-Woman's help after all? 32 pages, $3.99. I haven't read that since Spider-Geddon ended. So if anybody, wants us to talk about that on the podcast, you're going to have to speak up, because I think that is totally off Jim's radar. Superior Spider-Man, number 5, Christos Gage, Mike Hawthorne on art. After the cosmic threat of Terrarax, Otto Octavius, the Superior Spider-Man, is ready for the usual spider fare of street-level villains. So he's none too pleased when a major magic threat rears its ugly head and he's forced to ask for help from guest star Doctor Strange. Doctor Strange seems to be guest starring in a lot of books lately. But will Strange help Otto or take him down? 32 pages, $3.99. Moving on to Miles Morales, Spider-Man. Celine Ahmed, Javier Guerin, covered by Marco Dell'Afonso. Tombstone is not happy with Miles taking out his weapons supplier and is taking drastic measures. I'm starting to be able to not read here. He's a big believer in the adage, if you want a job done, you have to do it yourself. All the while, Miles is still juggling school, superheroing, and the love of his life. Wait a minute. What love life? 32 pages, $3.99. Spider-Man Deadpool, number 49. Robbie Thompson as the writer, Jim Toe on art, covered by Dave Johnson. The event's so big, one comic book / reality cannot contain it. A battle royal of epic proportions. Make sure the roof you read this issue under is well supported, because it's gonna destroy the fourth wall. The danger is coming from the outer side of the page. 32 pages, $3.99. Friendly Neighborhood Spider-Man, continuing Tom Taylor's series. Yildiray Sinar on art, covered by Andrew Robinson. A-Bomb drops on Peter's world when Aunt May finally fesses up to Peter about what's happening. Don't miss this special issue. So yeah, it looks like what me and Jim were speculating about when talking about issue 1 actually happened. So poor Aunt May. It's going to be miserable issue to experience probably, but I will, I like the series so far. I did like issue 2 a lot. Old Man Quill, a series I'm interested in, number 412, written by Ethan Sachs, art by Ibrahim Robinson, covered by John Taylor Christopher. Fight for your life, Peter Quill. Captured by Taskmaster, Peter and the Guardians find themselves in the pits of the battle arena. So if Peter wants to save Earth, first he's got to defeat Fing Fang Foom, plus the return of fan favorite Wastelands characters. 32 pages, $3.99. Guardians of the Galaxy number 4, Donny Cates, Jeff Shaw, covered by David Marquez. The Dark Guardians. The Dark Guardians, a new cosmic hit squad made up of the most powerful and cunning people in space, are going to kill Gamora. It's time for the new Guardians of the Galaxy to saddle on up. That book is going to be 32 pages and $3.99, so I can't wait for that one. I love Donny Cates' efforts so far on issue 1. Ironheart number 5, Eve L. Ewing, Luciano Vehico, covered by Amy Reeder. There's still more to uncover about the forces behind Deja's kidnapping, and Ironheart will have to face them once and for all. Can she survive her first showdown with the mysterious 10 rings? 32 pages, $3.99, continuing that 10 rings story. Captain Marvel number 4, Kelly Thompson, written art by Carmen Canero, cover art by Amanda Connor and Paul Mounts. The knockdown drag-out fight you can't miss. Nuclear Man reveals his secret weapon, the X-Men's Rogue. It's been years since Rogue stole Carol's powers and memories in a fight that changed Carol forever. Though Carol and Rogue have been somewhat uneasy allies in the years since, a wound that never fully heals. And now isolated from her allies and facing her worst nightmare, how far will Carol go to stop history from repeating itself? 32 pages, $3.99. Marvel Comics presents Charles Soule, Daniel Kibblesmith, and more as writers. Paul Sequeira on art, covered by Arthur Adams. Our tour of the history of the Marvel Universe reaches its turbulent 70s. Wolverine's vigil takes an unexpected turn. Spider-Man has an adventure in the new age of blockbuster cinema. And finally, an all-new tale of Moon Knight, one of the decade's most exciting creations. 40 pages, $4.99 for Marvel Comics presents number 4. Marvel's Annotated, number 3 of 4. Kurt Busiek is writing, Alec Ross on art and covers, variant cover by Gab Delato. Kurt Busiek, isn't he the one that writes that book Jim really likes? Batman, what was it? Creature of the Night, I think. He's putting out other books. He didn't put out that one yet or finish that one. Celebrating the 25th anniversary of the series that changed the way we look at superheroes, the landmark Marvels is back with all new commentary. Are the Marvels really superheroes or opportunists using their powers to garner fame? Public opinion turns against superheroes. Daily Bugle photographer Phil Sheldon finds himself becoming cynical, getting more and more lost in his coverage of the Marvels and distant from his family. But when Galactus arrives to consume Earth and the Fantastic Four rise to stop him, Phil must come to grips with the possibility of Armageddon and decide what really matters most to him. Packed with extras and completely remastered, you do not want to miss this unique look back at Marvel's phenomenon, Collecting Marvels number 3. So it looks like this is something old, not something redone. So my shade was unwarranted in the beginning here. I apologize if Kurt Busiek is listening, which I know he is not. But yeah, I don't know if this is just updated and things like that. We'll see. Magnificent Miss Marvel #2, Celine Ahmed, Mikayu Young on art and cover by Edward Petrovich. Miss Marvel is reeling from a devastating loss, but with an alien invasion ravaging New Jersey City, she's not going to have much time to grieve. Even if Kamala saves her hometown, will her family ever be the same? And what's all this business about a chosen one? No idea. I don't read that book. Fantastic Four #9, Dan Slott as writer, Aaron Cooter on art, cover by Assad Rubik. What price victory? One cruel act will forever change the relationship between Fantastic Four and Victor Von Doom. The fate of Latveria and the world and the balance of cosmic power in the universe all rests on one decision. All will be revealed in this terrifying final chapter of Herald of Doom. 32 pages, $3.99. That sounds pretty cool. Shuri is continuing. It's actually on issue 7 here in the Solicits. Vida Ayala is the writer, Paul Davidson as the artist. When it looks like an enemy of Wakanda has left a signature behind in America, Princess Shuri heads overseas to investigate, but she's not the only hero on the case. With New York City and New Jersey on the line, there's no way Miles Morales and Kamala Khan are sitting this one out. Gus creative team Vida Ayala and Paul Davison take Shuri on a star-studded adventure. Black Panther #11, Tanishi Coates still writing this one as well. Kev Walker on art, cover by Daniel Acuna. Intergalactic Empire of Wakanda, The Gathering of My Name, Part 5. Just when all hope seems lost, an unexpected ally comes to T'Challa's aid, and with their help, the rightful king of Wakanda will be restored. But it may come at the cost of everything the rebellion has fought for, what is left to salvage of the Black Panther's name. Daredevil, issue 4, written by Chip Zdarsky, art by Marco Cicchetto, cover by Julian Tonetto Tedesco. Julian Totino Tedesco. There's no solicit for this. No Fear Part 4. That's all it says. So Daredevil #4, you're left with a mystery. Winter Soldier ends here, 5 of 5, written by Kyle Higgins, art by Rod Rice. Bucky and RJ must come to terms with RJ's new life and Bucky's brash decision. Will RJ accept the truth, or has Bucky lost him for good? An ending filled with answers and regret. And we get the next miniseries up is Meet the Skrulls, #3 of 5, written by Robbie Thompson, art by Nico Henrici, cover by Marcos Martin. Build it and they will come. Mr. and Mrs. Warner put all their Skrull skills to the test to break into Mr. Warner's place of work, Stark Unlimited. Their goal, information on the greatest threat to the Skrulls, a Skrull detector that Stark is working on. Cosmic Ghost Rider destroys Marvel history, #2 of 6. Paul Scheer and Nick Giovanni as writer, Gerardo Sandoval on art. The destruction of the Marvel history continues. Can Cosmic Ghost Rider take up the mantle once Spider-Man is no more? With great power, there must also come total irresponsibility. Take a seat and prepare to have your childhood memories destroyed. Page 32 pages, $3.99, parental advisory. I love Cosmic Ghost Rider, so I will get that. Runaways #20, written by Rainbow Rowell, art by Andres Genolet. The fall from That Was Yesterday is still very much being felt. There's rebuilding to do, both metaphorical and literal, and the runways up for these repairs. Moon Girl and Devil Dinosaur #42, Brandon Monteclair and Ray Anthony Height, cover by Natasha Bustos. The Amazing Spider-Man guest stars in Moon Girl. Lunella and Devil meet the original kid hero himself, Spider-Man. The Unstoppable Wasp #6, Jeremy Whitley, Alti Freemanshaya on art, and cover by Stacey Lee. The agents of Girl rally around Nadia as she recovers from a personal crisis that put the whole lab at risk. But one of Nadia's lab mates is undergoing some mysterious changes after a fateful AIM attack. Will things ever go back to normal for the girls at the Genius in Action Research Labs? Girl. Crazy. Black Widow 4, Jen and Sylvia Soska, art by Flaviano, cover by Clayton Crane. Lights, camera, action. The Black Widow has been trapped in someone else's web. Natasha finds herself captured by the villains behind the online torture show known as No Restraints Play. The bids are coming in. The clock is counting down. Work fast, Widow. 32 pages, $3.99. I really actually like that book when me and Jim read issue 1. So I'm interested in issue 4 there for sure. Punisher number 10, written by Matthew Rosenberg, art by Simon Kordansky, cover by Greg Smallwood. The Jigsaw Puzzle is the name of the arc. It's all out war on the streets of Bagala, and Baron Zemo is bringing in every ringer he can, including Frank's old nemesis, Jigsaw. The fight's been a long time coming. 32 pages, $3.99. Doctor Strange, still coming out and still written by Mark Waid, number 13. Barry Kitson on art, covered by Jesus Saez. Galactus has been set loose on other dimensions. What effect will eating other dimensional planets have on Galactus? It's up to Doctor Strange to make sure these effects don't destroy everything. 32 pages, $3.99. The Age of X-Men Next Gen number 3 of 5, written by Ed Brisson, art by Marcus 2. The Age of X-Men continues. Can the student of the Summers Institute unite to save themselves, or will they turn on one another in the end? Time is running out as Glob must attempt to keep the team together long enough to unlock the secrets of the Age of X-Men. Will these kids be the ones to save reality or break it? The Age of X-Men, The Amazing Nightcrawler, 3 of 5. Sean McGuire is writing. Juan Frigeri on art. In the clutches of temptation, as Hollywood's leading man and mascot of the X-Men, Nightcrawler has it all. What could this American Idol still yearn for? Whatever it is, he'll find it in a hedonistic underground masquerade club. I have no idea what masquerade club is. Mask club? Like you just put masks on? I don't know. Somebody help me out. Or is it like a sexy club? I don't know. The Age of X-Men Apocalypse and the X-Tracks, whatever that means. 2 of 5. Tim Seeley is writing. Salvia Espen on art. Covered by Gerardo Sandoval. The Age of X-Men. X-Man continues. In the wilds of the former Soviet Union lurks a creature the locals call the Tongue of Sersnobog, whatever that is. I'm saying that a lot today. But why do Apocalypse and his revolutionary extracts want to find him? And can they get to him before Department X does? Jesus, I don't know what any of this X-Men stuff means right now. 32 pages, $3.99. Age of X-Men, X-Man, Extremist, 3 of 5. I'm going to get that right one of these times. Leah Williams on writing duties. Jorge Giannati on art. The Age of X-Man continues. All love is forbidden love. Blob knows this. Psylocke knows this. The Extracts enforce the law. And yet, that is a weird pair. A pencil-thin girl and a big blob of a man. 32 pages, $3.99. The Age of X-Man, The Marvelous X-Men, number 3 of 5. Really tested my reading skills there. X-Man and X-Men in the same sentence. Lonnie Nadalier and Zach Thompson on writing duties. Art by Marco Fajala. Covered by Phil Noto. The Age of X-Man continues. The X-Men will protect you. The X-Men will keep you safe. The world is a good place, and the X-Men will make sure it remains good. The X-Men will not break. The X-Men will not fall apart. The X-Men will protect. Right? That might have been the worst solicit I ever read in my life. I'm not reading that book out of spite for that solicit. The Age of X-Man, Prisoner X, 2 of 5. So we have War of the Realms, Age of X-Man, Avengers No More, a Spider-Man Hunted event going on, all in the month of April. Jesus Christ. I don't know. Well, the podcast just might have to go on hiatus for the month of April, and we'll revisit things in May. Hopefully that gets things a little better, because holy crap, with tie-ins and everything else this month. I don't know where I was now. Did I read Marvelous X-Men? Oh yeah, that's the solicit that broke my brain right there. Jesus. Age of X-Men, Prisoner X, 2 of 5. Vita Ayala writing, German Peralta on art, cover by Patrick Zurcher. The Age of X-Men continues. X-Man continues. Bishop must investigate between the various mutant gangs to find the truth beyond the walls of the prison. Can Bishop trust the other inmates? Of course not. He's in jail. Like Polaris? No, you're in jail. Or will he have to break out solo? Probably break out solo. 32 pages, $3.99. Uncanny X-Men 15 and 16. Matthew Rosenberg. Salvador LaRocca on art and colors. Bunch of variants. Cyclops and the X-Men have set out to save mutant kind, but the Mutant Liberation Front isn't going to just wait for it to happen. Led by one of X-Men's own, the MLF is willing to do whatever it takes to stop mutant oppression, even kill any mutant who stands in their way. 32 pages, $3.99. Wolverine Infinity Watch. Now, I can't say I'm excited for this, okay? But I want to make something clear. The cover for this issue has Wolverine and Darkhawk both on it. So I'm excited for issue 3. We will see if the 2 issues leading up to this, hold that excitement. But right now, there is a cover in the wild that is a April solicit for Wolverine Infinity Watch number 3 of 5, written by Jerry Dugan and Andy McDonald. 3 razor sharp claws, the deadly trademark of one of the most notorious unstoppable killing machines known the galaxy over. The claws of a raptor from the legendary fraternity of raptors. I see. So they played a little trick in that solicit there. It threw me off. 32 pages, $3.99. But yeah, so Darkhawk and Wolverine. I'm down for that. I'm going to read that. I'll be excited. Hot Shots, 2 of 5. No idea what this is. Gail Simone writing. David Baldian on art. Now with 100% more Deadpool. 6 undercover, highly trained, armed to the teeth women are hunting a device from space that changes life as we know it. Wait, who invited Wade? That sounds all right, Gail Simone. Maybe that'll be all right. Mr. and Mrs. X, number 10, Kelly Thompson, Oscar Bazadua on art. Gambit and Rogue Forever concludes. Will the hottest couple in the Marvel Universe be able to escape Mojo World, or will they be doomed to rerun hell? 32 pages, $3.99. I think that Gambit and Rogue Forever concludes is just the name of the arc. Possibly. I don't know. Somebody who's reading that series could possibly mention if that's the end of the series or if that's the end of just that arc. The Hulk Varines. Whatever that is. I think it's a Weapon H thing. Greg Pak on right duties. Ario Indito as artist. Greg Pak is writing. 3 Hulk Varines, but only 1 Weapon H. Together, the Hulk's old foe, the leader of Weapon H's own creator, Dr. Alba, have managed to do what the Weapon X program never could. Capture and transform the 2 greatest fighters in the Marvel Universe. And now they're heading straight for a nuclear power plant. It's up to Clay to stop them, but what is 1 Hulk Varine against 2? The conclusion of the clash of the century. 40 pages, $4.99. X-23, Mario Tamaki, Diego Orlutigoa on art. Some of these names are killing me, man. As Guardian variant cover, blah, 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 TBA. X-23 versus Honey Badger. But what could drive a wedge between these 2 sisters? Meanwhile, X-23 digs deeper into the shadows of a secret new organization, Harvest. Oh, Jim's not going to like that. 32 pages, $3.99. X-Force, number 6, Ed Brisson, Damien Quisiro on art, covered by Pepe Larez. Kid Cable wasn't the only one who came back from the future. Oh boy, let's see. 32 pages, $3.99. Love me some X-Force, so I'll check that out. Wolverine Long Night Adaptation 4 of 5, written by Ben Percy, art by Marcio Taka. I know whoever reviewed this on the site really liked it, but I listened to the podcast, and it was like word for word, the script for the book, what they said on the podcast. So I lost interest pretty quick. I was hoping for like an adaptation that would be a little better. But yeah, it seems like Ben Percy just took his script for the podcast and put it to a comic book. So I lost interest after the first couple pages. Another body, another dead-end lead. The investigation into the killer ripping through Burns, Alaska, spirals further into chaos as money, mysticism, and monsters make it impossible to find the truth. And the truth is even murkier around one man, one monster who sits at the center of it all. 32 pages, $3.99. Dead Man Logan, number 6 of 12, written by Ed Brisson, art by Mike Henderson. Because you demanded it. Wolverine has returned, attended weddings, handled Infinity Gems, but now his greatest challenge is at hand, himself. So yeah, we got to cover here with Wolverine versus Old Man Logan facing each other. Deadpool number 11, Scotty Young, art by Scott Hepburn. Deadpool, boneless and extra crispy. Goodnight has removed Deadpool's bones. What has Goodnight been doing since Deadpool killed his parents? I know the answer, and it's kind of messed up, you guys. 32 pages, $3.99. That sounds weird. Then we got Conan the Barbarian number 5, written by Jason Aaron, art by Mumad Asar. Sets sail on the ship of the dead. Conan leaves the land for the life of a pirate. How did he survive disaster during the most ominous voyage of his life on a ship surrounded by dead men? And the Crimson Witch's dark plan for King Conan becomes grimly clear. Plus the 5th chapter of the all-new Conan novella, Black Starlight, begun in issue 1 of the Conan the Barbarian. Age of Conan Bellet, Queen of the Black Coast, number 2 of 5. Teenie Howard on writing duties, Kate Nimchek on art. First blood on the high seas. Bellet finds her first battle at sea, but will her impetuous nature lead the crew to victory or sink her ambitions before they've begun? Either way, Captain Sterninus will need a new ship, plus the next chapter in an all-new Bellet prose novella. So it seems like they're throwing these novellas in the back of all these Conan issues. So if you enjoy that, cool. If not, they're there. Savage Sword of Conan number 4. This is the 3rd Conan book of the month here. Jerry Dugan, Ron Garney on art, covered by Alex Ross. The Battle for Stygia. Conan descends into a hidden labyrinth protected by an undead army and does battle with the forces of Koga Thun. At the stake, the fate of Stygia. Conan's friend Sudi begins a shocking transformation as he discovers what menace has been hiding about the mysterious treasure they've been hunting. Plus the next chapter in an all-new Conan novella, The Shadow of Vengeance, begun in issue 1 of The Savage Sword. And then we're going to hit some Star Wars stuff, and you know me, I am not talking Star Wars, so I'm going to glaze right all over that stuff. Star Wars is still going here, folks. I am not a Star Wars fan. I will not be reading it. And then we hit the kids' books. I'm not going to bring those up either. I don't know if anyone reads the Marvel kids' books. Only kid book I really purchase currently is the Teen Titans Go. My daughter loves that book. So if you're curious about any DC books anyways to get for kids, that would be one. And then I think I'm just going through trades here. So that looks like it might be it there, folks. I'm just going to finish glancing to the end of this page. And yep, that's what we got. So a bunch of trades. But that looks like it for the Marvel Solicits. If I missed any, please let me know. A lot of tie-ins, like I said, this month. I had a mini rant there. So I apologize for that. But yeah, we're going to wrap this up. It's been long enough already. Marvel puts way more books out than DC. I think Jim suckered me into this here. But yeah, happy to do it. We'll see about the next month, the May Solicits. But peace out, guys, and I will talk later.